Welcome, everyone. I'm Kimberly Boschman, and this is the Intentionally Intuitive podcast. In this episode, we're going to take a look at the numerology and the energy for each life path number for November 2021. And what we'll do is we'll start off by looking at the energy and the numerology for the collective, and then we'll take a look, deeper dive into the energy for each individual life path number. So before we get into the reading, I just want to mention that this is, of course, a general reading. If you would like a personalized reading, please go to my website. I would love to work with you. And what else? I guess that's it. Let's get into it. So we are stepping fully into November. I can't believe that we're here already. Like, what a whirlwind this year has been. I mean, we kind of expected that with 5 energy. This 5 energy of 22 has definitely delivered on the energy of change, transformation, and, shifts for many people. And, I've said this before, things are not going to slow down just yet. So we're still in this 5 energy universally for the year, and we're going to be in it through December to the end of December. And so we really need to, if there's any area within our lives that we haven't really taken advantage of and really harness this energy to, explore the areas that are outside of our comfort zone to see, are there things that we need to release so that we can fully step into something bigger and better and more aligned for us? Because the one thing that usually holds us back is ourselves. And so this energy has been here for the taking, ready to be worked with. But if we don't do anything with it, then nothing happens, right? We are the driving force behind the energy. We are the momentum. And so I would say if there's any part or any piece of your life where you're in a comfort zone, that you've got some level of fear of sort of stepping out into something bigger and better and more aligned, even though it's unknown, even though it's scary, I would say really take advantage of this 5 energy while we have it through the end of the year. So with that being said, November is 16-7 energy. So ultimately it's going to be that energy of the 7. But we have a really strong influence of the 16. And so that's really what I'm going to sort of be speaking to when I talk about the collective energies this month and what we can kind of see come to fruition. The 7 energy is sort of lurking behind the scenes, right? It's like the core energy. And so we are going to feel that energy. But the 16 influence is going to help push us into that 7 energy, if that makes sense. So there's a lot to go over, so let's dive in. So November ushers in this universal vibration of the 16-7 energy, as I just said. So there's going to be this sort of beautiful, supportive energy for expressing yourself through writing, through speaking. You may find that you tend to be extra magnetic at this time, like people are just sort of drawn to you, or you're drawn to other people, but it's like an exchange of energy. Like there's just this magnetism. And it's sort of like this energy of drawing people to you because they're serving some kind of purpose within your journey. Like there's a reason why these people are coming to you at this time, or there's a reason why people are being drawn to you at this time. They have something to offer, something to contribute to your journey, and vice versa. And so pay attention to those people who are coming to you at this time. Pay attention to the things that are coming to you at this time. Don't ignore it or necessarily see it as a burden. Try to understand why these people are coming into your life. It could be that it's a lesson. It could be that there's something there to show you. But I really get that feeling like this is going to be something where it's kind of, it's really positive energy. Like it doesn't feel like a struggle energy. It feels like people coming to you because you can use their gifts. Like their gifts will complement your gifts, and what you guys can do together will just create something really beautiful within the world. So that's the kind of energy that I'm talking about when I'm talking about this magnetism. And it could be about relationships as well. You could really be attracting in those soul partners, those people who are just part of your circle at this time, and people who are probably going to be within your life for some period of time. These people are going to be especially drawn to your energy, your ideas, and to you, to your light, to what you are putting out there. So again, pay extra attention to how you are expressing yourself. Is it through negativity, shame, manipulation, fear? If so, then you are sort of being extra magnetic in that area, right? So what you'll attract more of is that negativity, is that shame, is that manipulation, right? And so again, this is going to be an energy and a vibrational match of people you will sort of invite into your experience. So this is going to be really important to understand that where you focus your energy at this time, especially, will create the experience that you have, right? That you are sort of nurturing and inviting in. So be certain that it's an experience that you want to be having, right? I say that a lot, but we have more power and control over our experience than we give ourselves credit for. And so again, if you are expressing yourself in a way that is full of negativity, full of shame, full of manipulation, full of fear, full of judgment of self or others, that is going to be what you are putting out to the universe to magnetize back to you, right? To bring back within to your experience. And so you're telling the universe, this is what I want more of because this is what I'm contributing my energy and my focus towards. So pay close attention to how it is that you're expressing yourself, how it is that you're showing up, how it is that you're trying to get your message across. Because remember, people are going to be drawn not only to you, but to your energy and your ideas and your expression. So just pay close attention to that. And it isn't about being positive all of the time, right? This isn't about toxic positivity. This is life, and we have big emotions, right? We're meant to feel and experience, and no one can do that for us, right? We're meant to experience the emotions. We're meant to experience the feelings. So what I mean by focusing on how you are expressing yourself has more to do with your contribution. So you may be feeling the negativity or the trials and tribulations of life, right? That's totally normal. But is that what you wish to contribute into the collective energy with your expression? So when the negative thoughts or the negative feelings come in strongly, this is going to be a time for, and this is very 7 energy, for going within, feeling and working through what surfaces, and then seeking the guidance and resources of others to assist you through it, right? And to sort of hit pause on sending that energy out into the world, right? And sort of not magnifying that negativity or those lower vibrations. It is totally normal and okay to feel them. Again, we are expressive, we are emotional beings. We're meant to feel it all. And when we're not feeling something, it's because we're suppressing it, and that just creates issues, right? And so if anybody's telling you to suppress those energies, then, they're really telling you to hurt yourself, right? You want to feel them. You want to move through them. You want to transmute them. What we're talking about here is hitting pause on sending that energy out into the world, in expressing it in a way that it's contributing to the greater collective and having some kind of effect on your environment, if that makes sense. So that's a fire that just doesn't need to be fueled, right? So when you're back to, your personal state of peace, harmony, joy, positivity, and you feel ready to share, then share that light, fuel that fire for the collective, right? Contribute that. Then those are the people, places, and things that you will draw into your experience. Those are the people, places, and things that will be sort of magnified and who will sort of catch your attention and who you will draw in. So again, you really want to pay attention to your thoughts at this time and, which thoughts you take action on. This is really important as well. Emotions, feelings, again, they're meant to be felt and experienced and moved through. However, thoughts can be changed. And we get to decide which thoughts we put our energy and our action behind to create the momentum. So with this powerful 16/7 energy, pay extra close attention to your thoughts, to your mindset. What are you giving your power to? Those thoughts are the seeds that, when they're planted, create the outward manifestation of our experience. So change the thoughts, change the mindset, change the experience. If it's a negative one, right? Again, I want to be very clear on this because I think that in the spiritual community, there's this misconception or misinterpretation of positivity where it's like, oh, we have to be positive all the time and toxic positivity and we can't talk about being positive. It's not about that. It's about, again, feeling all of the emotions, positive, negative, sad. And there's really no positive or negative, right? It's just emotions. It's your body, again, speaking through you and telling you, like giving you the red flags or giving you the notification that, hey, maybe you need some rest and relaxation at this time. Maybe you need to cry. Maybe you need to, put your face in a pillow and just let it out and scream or whatever. Or maybe you need to go into nature and just relax. But we need to feel the emotions, right? Nobody is saying to avoid or change the emotion without experiencing it and moving through it. Experiencing and feeling the emotion is incredibly healthy. What we are saying, or what I'm saying, is change the thought. And so again, if a negative thought comes into your awareness, you get to decide whether or not you take action on that thought, right? Or whether you're going to feed into that thought and give it power. The thought is of the mind, right? So again, that's something that we have the power to change. And it's through changing that thought, that mindset, that belief, whatever, that you do in turn change the experience, because you in turn change how you show up to the experience, the effort and the energy that you put into it. Okay? So I hope that's clear. Nobody's telling you to suppress or avoid your emotions. Please feel them, and if you need assistance to help you move through them, please use those resources, right? Find somebody who can help you to do that. And there's no shame in that. And same thing with changing the thought. If you struggle with changing those thoughts as they come in and you tend to sort of act on those more negative thoughts because sometimes they're easier to believe, there's coaches, there's readers, there's therapists, there's doctors, whatever you need to assist you in learning how to change that thought when it comes in and deciding on taking more appropriate actions to create the environment and the experience that is more conducive for your higher expression. So the 16/7 energy is really going to be highlighting for you where it might be that you are contributing or taking action on those thoughts that aren't serving you, right? So this is going to be a time when sudden and unforeseen events can sort of overthrow or shed direct light on those debilitating mindsets and habits, right, that need to be altered in order to be better serving. So this is going to be another period for, and I know people are so tired of hearing this because it seems like we've been in this shift for, since 2020, but it's important. It's very important, or it wouldn't be happening. So this is going to be another period for that massive awakening and sort of insights that push you to change course if the direction that you were moving towards was a dead end. So in tarot, this energy would be similar to sort of Tower energy or the Judgment card, or I would say even the Tower and Judgment card. So this is going to be a time for awakening, for big insights, for secrets being revealed, both good and bad, or not so great, right? And there is no good or bad. It's kind of like everything contributes towards our journey and helping us to get to our highest expression. So, but some are more uncomfortable than others. Let's put it that way. So both bring clarity, right? The more positive and the more challenging, both bring some level of clarity. And that's what we are being provided at this time through this month. So any dead weights that need to be released or any dead skin that needs to be shed, allow it to happen, right? Allow it to fall away, because you are emerging at this time as a more authentic version of yourself. And it's really hard to do that if you're carrying dead weight, if you're carrying, that old skin that really just doesn't even need to be there anymore. You know what I'm saying? So this is going to be a really powerful time for a lot of people. The more that you have to sort of shed, the more that you have to release, the more that you're really going to feel this energy this month. And again, work with it. Allow it to work with you, to show you, to highlight, and to show you, again, what needs to be released and how to release it. So the 16-17 or 16-7 energy may feel super intense, right? Just going to be honest about that, but that's okay. Remember, the energy is present, but it's what you do with it that ultimately makes the difference. This is powerful, motivating energy. Harness it, use it, allow it to motivate and inspire you. And this can be a time for magnificent creations. It doesn't have to be all like, healing work or major transformations or major shifts. It can be about getting those powerful, motivating inspirations and taking charge and creating those magnificent creations. So I would say plan wisely, use your intuition, and allow this energy to illuminate or spark your creative talents that you want to work with and to propel you towards those bigger goals. This is definitely a time for that. This is a time for when bright prospects may arise suddenly, including big relationships that could have significance within your life for, again, decades to come. One of the keys in sort of working with this energy is that you don't try to control it. Don't try to attach to whatever comes in. It can be challenging because it can feel like such big energy and such magnetic energy, right? And so intense that it can be really easy to sort of lose yourself within it. But it's going to be really, really important that you maintain your sense of self-control and work with the energy, walk with it, right? Don't lose yourself within it. This isn't about ownership, but rather fluidity and true partnership where integrity, authenticity, and freedom are maintained for all involved. So harness this energy to allow yourself to work with it, but don't try to control it, or the outcome sort of could be a little bit challenging. So keep it simple, even when it feels complicated. Sometimes we're the ones, that make it complicated. So this 16-7 energy is a big, big energy. And it's really here to help you and to work with you. So control, force, stress will only create a similar output and a similar experience. So as always, continue to find your center as you work with this powerful energy this month. This can be a very beautiful experience if we allow it to be, right? So refine the thoughts before you take the action in order to create your greatest reality, right? You have the power to do that. So it all comes down to, what are you taking action on? What are you putting your divine will and power behind? And is it what you actually want and what you believe will best serve you? If not, then stop, regroup, and do it differently. The power of the redirection and to create lies within you, not someone else, not something external to you. So big, powerful energies this month of November. Let's go ahead and look at the energies for your personal life path number. Life path number 11-2. So I pulled an animal spirit card for you all, and you got squirrel spirit. And what's interesting about this is I'm definitely getting a lot of energy around money coming up in November for you all. So this could have to do with something to do with work or getting a promotion or something like that. But there's something around money coming in for you. This can be around mindsets. This can be actual money flowing into you. This can be money flowing out from you, right? Like you're buying something or something like that. But with squirrel energy, I'm getting this sense of like it's good to save your money, right? Or to save for a rainy day or save for retirement or whatever it is that you want to do. That's wise and all that stuff, and planning for the future and all that stuff as well. But with Squirrel's message, I'm really getting this energy, one, around money, and two, around making sure you don't take it to the extreme where you start to like live in deprivation, where you're afraid to spend any money because you might not have it in the future type thing. And there's when that kind of happens, when there's that fear of lack for some reason, right? Like let's say that the money is there, like you have the resources, you have the funds, but you're afraid of losing those funds. So you hoard them or like put them away for a rainy day, but then you do that to such an extreme that now you're in deprivation mode. And so that's a mindset issue. Not an issue, but something that you might want to like look at, because at that point you're not really using the energy the way that it was meant to be used. You're putting it away and using it in the name of fear. And so really it's just this energy around finding your balance, and your balance is going to be different from somebody else's. Some people see richness or abundance as being able to buy whatever they want whenever they want. Some people see it as having a little bit of a nest egg, or that that security blanket or whatever, and that's fine. It's just this this energy around like not going to an extreme. It's kind of like I see the energy of the squirrel like getting all of its nuts and food for the winter and putting it in a million different places because it wants to make sure that it has enough. And then forgetting where it's put it all, right? Because there's so many different, because it's to such an extreme. And so it's just like a little heads up, like just don't fall in, try not to fall into an extreme, whether it's overspending or underspending. Like the whole idea of money and resources and abundance is that it's not only meant to be accumulated, it's meant to be shared. So it's meant to be circulated. It's meant to be a coming in and a going out, and a coming in and a going out. It's not about attaching or clinging to it and having that anxiety or fear around loss of it or lack of it. Sometimes we are in a situation where we are in a lack situation, right? But we'll find a way to overcome that and move into something, a different experience. But squirrel is just kind of coming in to say, just don't fall to the extreme. Just be really mindful of that, because I really do see for November for you all, a lot around resources or money coming in. So looking at the energy of November, I'm seeing a lot of like big decisions coming in for you. Like you're going to have to be really decisive this month about your future plans, your goals, the steps that you're taking in the present towards those goals. And this is going to be a lot about your own sort of stepping into your own autonomy when it comes to this. Not that you can't get outside guidance or if you need some information or you need some resources or whatever, of course. But this is really going to be about you having a very clear idea of the direction you want to move into. And that's going to feel, I think, really good for you. I think in the past, it might have felt a little scary to like have to make these really big decisions on your own. But I feel like this level of confidence is coming in really, really strongly for you all this month, which is really beautiful to see. And twos in general, like that is your life path core number, do struggle with decisiveness. All humans do, but it's really something that twos struggle with throughout their lifetime, is that decisiveness and not being easily influenced by the outside, and really being able to make decisions that are best for themselves and their own truth in that moment. And sometimes life throws us curveballs where we have to be decisive in that moment, make those big decisions in that moment and follow our own truth. And so I think that's going to be coming in really strongly for you this month. But I also feel this energy around confidence, like you feeling really confident in your decisions and the direction that you want to move into, which is really powerful. And through those decisions, through that confidence, I'm seeing like a substantial amount of resources or wealth or support coming in for you at this time. And it's very stable energy. So it's very much like coming in, and this could be something where it's like you start something that is going to affect your income or your resources for years to come. This isn't something that's like comes in and then goes out. It's very much stable, as in your earning potential could be enhanced now for years to come type thing because of a decision that you make or a choice that you make or an opportunity that comes up that you say yes to that maybe in the past you wouldn't have said yes to. And I feel like once you kind of make that decision and commit to it, things are going to start moving really quickly. And I do feel like there's a really big level of satisfaction here. There's a lot of gratitude, joy, happiness that comes from this new sense of security, or yeah, it just feels like financial security coming in, or like resources or support. So it could be like you ask for funding for something and you get the green light, and that makes you feel really good, but it happens really quickly. It's like and not really necessarily that it's unexpected, but maybe the amount of the resources or the money or whatever, or the amount of support is a little unexpected. And so yeah, I just see a lot of gratitude and joy around whatever this is. And again, it feels very fast moving, although there's also this indication or reminder that in order for it to start moving, you have to say yes to it. Like you have to initiate it. You have to like commit to it. And I do feel like with this, whatever this decision is, even though there's a level of confidence, it could have also sort of an aura of fear around it. Like not necessarily fear, but just kind of like, it's like, it's a decision that needs to be made where you don't have all of the information. And so there's a little bit of ambiguity. And so that can sometimes throw us off anyway. And it feels like it's a big decision. So it's kind of one of those things where it's like, you really need to follow your intuition as well as sort of the information that's been provided to you through your journey, because it's like the combination of both, like the knowledge and the wisdom and the intuition, all of that's going to play a key role in you making this big decision or these big decisions that will lead to this growth in resources or growth of income or whatever the case may be, that brings you that financial security and that emotional joy and happiness over this new situation. This could be like an inheritance or something like that also coming in. If that's the case, then again, I do see a lot of emotional fulfillment here, but I also see like the question surfacing of what are you going to do with that money? Like, what are you going to do with those resources? And it could be like it's property or something like that, like a house you've been gifted or something like that. And so the question then becomes, what are you going to do with that to create your own security, your own sort of stability with this newfound resource? And the money or the resource or whatever this is does feel like a gift, but it can also be earned. So kind of wide open there as far as how this can come in for you. And it may come in and feel kind of, no, I don't think that's the case. I was going to say it could come in and feel a little bit smaller than you would anticipate, but I really don't feel that. I feel like it's going to come in and it's going to hit you and be like, wow, this is a lot of security here. I can do a lot with this, whatever this is. But there are decisions around it. And there's also squirrel energy coming in to be like, okay, now that you've come into these resources, this support system, this financial security, whatever it is, don't immediately go to the fear of losing it or like lack of, or whatever the case may be, like whatever that is that you hold within that's triggered by suddenly stepping into much more ease or much more comfort or much more stability. Don't try to self-sabotage that with those negative thoughts. And we talked about that in the intro about, emotions we are meant to move through, we're meant to feel them and transmute them, but thoughts are constantly coming in and constantly changing. They're fluid. They're things that we have the power to control. And so I would say if you do step into something, of course, this is a general reading, so it's not going to be for everyone, unfortunately. But if something does come in for you and you immediately start thinking those negative thoughts, you are the only one that has the power to change those thoughts. And it's not necessarily like if you have these negative thoughts, you're going to automatically lose whatever this is. It's just you're not going to be able to embrace it and appreciate it and move with the experience as much as you would if you had an open mindset, if you were like seeing this for what it is and feeling complete gratitude for it, and recognizing that you're worthy of it. And obviously you're worthy of it because here it is. You see what I'm saying? And so don't allow yourself to automatically go into deprivation mode or lack mode or whatever it is, that fear of like, oh my gosh, this isn't going to stay. And you can also be around relationships. I'm definitely getting around like resources, physical money, that sort of thing, or physical support. But for some people, it could be around relationships as well. And that's the same thing. Like if you meet this person who's just like a gem and it just feels like, there's just serendipity there, and it feels like the love of your life or whatever, right? And you go into a relationship with this person, don't automatically go into that ownership attachment mode of, oh, I have to do everything in my power to keep this person. And now there's this fear of losing this person. And now that kind of like takes over the whole relationship. So there's really going to be, I think, a lot this month for you all around mindset, around changing the thoughts and recognizing those thoughts that you cling to. Like what are the ones that you pull from the ether and cling to? And if they're mostly negative, then this is an opportunity to check that and be like, why am I only pulling the negative thoughts here? Why are those the ones that I believe? Why are those the ones that I cling to? You have the power to change the thought. We all have the power to change the thought. Is so much different than the emotion. Sometimes there's emotions tied to the thought, and that's different. You can work through the emotions, right? You can feel the emotions, but the thought you can always change. You have the power to do that. And so I feel like that's going to come in quite strongly for you all this month. And the thought will influence the action, and then in turn influence the manifestation and your experience. So again, just pay attention to those thoughts. I think that's going to come in really, really strongly. It's going to come in strongly for everyone this month. But for you all, I just feel like the harm that it could do to fall into like deprivation mode or that fear of lack or whatever is it's just going to like put a cloud over the experience. And the experience is meant to be really powerful and good for you all this month. So don't sort of create the thunderstorm or that bolt of lightning. Don't create the storm where there isn't a storm. You see what I'm saying? So, because it's just going to affect your experience and you're not going to get the most from the experience that you're meant to get from it. So I hope that's helpful. Definitely remember squirrel energy this month, and definitely lean into and embrace whatever it is that comes in for you, because I see a lot of fulfillment, joy, passion, happiness, material gains, and fast-moving energy, and a lot coming back around your decisiveness. So you hold the power to change the thought, to make the decisions, to create the action. So be really mindful about how you're doing that, like how you're showing up to that, because that is going to influence the experience, the manifestation, the overall, again, experience of what you bring into you. So I hope that's helpful. Thank you all so much for listening. Take care, 11s. Bye for now.